You like ice, I like ice, everybody likes ice. For president, play out the banner, beat the drum. We'll take ice to Washington, we'll take ice to Washington. Nixon down, he's made the difference. He's shown us how. Nixon down, more than ever. Nixon down. Listen, America, listen now.
It's morning again in America. And under the leadership of President Reagan, our country is prouder and stronger and better.
All good Republicans, and we imagine that they would be horrified by the things our current Republican-led House of Representatives want to do to our environment. This is H.R. 1, an appropriations bill to keep our government running through September 30th. The representatives who have become handmaidens for big industrial agriculture have decided that this is the moment to gut the laws of the land that have protected public trust resources for decades. In essence, they have built into this bill language to render the Endangered Species Act null and void. Their intent is to make sure that no water is allowed to be used for salmon and other endangered species that would prevent them from disappearing forever. In other words, don't let the salmon have the water. On page 224, section 1475, the continuing resolution proposes to eliminate all funding for implementation of certain titles of the San Joaquin River Restoration Program, including the release of interim flows. That's a program to see if we can bring back salmon that have been destroyed on that run since Friant Dam was installed. 2. Prohibit implementation of the biological opinions under the Endangered Species Act protecting delta smelt and salmonids. And for what? They don't give a damn about anything except appeasing the greedy, selfish agenda of big agriculture's richest businesses. And guess what? They're practically celebrating what they think will be an easy victory. President Eisenhower warned his countrymen to be wary of those who would exploit our resources for short-term gain.
You and I and our government must avoid the impulse to live only for today, plundering for our own ease and convenience the precious resources of tomorrow.
In this 1963 film, Ronald Reagan spoke glowingly for the need to protect our national resources.
This scenic beauty constitutes one of our nation's great resources, the heritage of natural splendor, which we must preserve for those who come after us.
Although Richard Nixon left office in disgrace, every American who wants their children and grandchildren to be able to enjoy this country's incredible natural legacy should give Richard Nixon their deepest appreciation for signing the Endangered Species Act into law in 1973. This is what he said when he signed it.
Gentleman from Florida.
Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to my friend from California, Mr. Nunes.
Well, are these salmon fishermen really out of work? The truth is that the salmon fishermen can still fish, they just can't fish for salmon.
It's time to stop the reckless grandstanding of those in Congress who are all too eager to let salmon and other species go the way of the dinosaurs. There is a reason that salmon are at the edge of extinction. We can fix that problem, but not if this present threat isn't stopped.
The National Academy of Sciences says federal actions keeping water from Westside farmers were scientifically justified.
This threat is all the more tragic because peer-reviewed sound science that came from the National Academy of Science and scientific experts in California and elsewhere tell us that we know how to prevent salmon's last swim, but it takes water to do it. We want to be very clear here. Salmon Water Now and other organizations working to reverse salmon's collapse do not want that turnaround to be at the expense of agriculture. Farms need water too. Bountiful harvests from the dirt and the oceans coexisted for decades, and they can again. But not if salmon are pushed out of our culture because political forces, driven by huge money contributions, end up paving over any hope of a turnaround.
I think of myself as an environmentalist. We do have people, there's no question, that they'd pave the whole place over in the name of progress.
This is a wake-up call for all Americans, regardless of their political affiliations. It's time to stand up to greedy bullies and say, hell no, back off. Please, share this video with your family, your friends, and coworkers. Tell your congressperson and your senators that you want any language that weakens protections of the environment to be deleted from this appropriations bill. And tell President Obama, too. Because the water they want to prevent from being used to fix the collapsed salmon runs has always been and will be salmon water now.